Most of us know the book of Revelations. Most of us know the book of Revelations, chapter 13. Revelations, chapter 13 became so important, because it mentions those three-digit numbers that causes everyone to have like this awkward silence when we say it. 666. In the book of Revelations, John the Revelator, in speaking of the beast and his mark, he said it's the mark of a man, the number of a man. And he says his number is 600, 6. Remember, a score is 20. So 60 is 20, 40, 60. 600, 6. 666, 666. But I have it pulled up on Bible Hub to let you see how this dialogue looks in Hebrew. I have it pulled up in Bible Hub to let you see how Revelations 13:8 is used in Hebrew. So you'll have no doubt that gematria is something that we use. In fact, it's used right in the book of Revelations. Watch this. In Revelations 18. In Revelations chapter 13, verse 18, it says, here is Chakmah, here is wisdom, the one having binah, understanding. Let him do the gematria. Let him do the gematria and get the mispar, the number of the chaya, anti-Mashiach, of the beast. For it is the mispar, the number of a man, and the mispar or number of it is shesh me'ot, 600. We shishim, 60. Washesh, 6. Shesh me'ot, we shishim, washesh, 666. The thing I want you to walk away with is the fact that it says, here is wisdom, the one having binah, understanding. Let him do what? The gematria. Notice when you read this in the Hebrew, the very word gematria is employed. That's extremely important because many of you have read Revelations 13:18 so many times that you can write it out verbatim while still disagreeing that gematria was used by us or belongs to us when it's right here, clear as day. Because what does everyone say? Well, it adds up to the name of Pope such and such, or this person. And, it's because their name in the Latin alphabet or in this alphabet is equivalent to this number. And then when you add them together, you get gematria, idiots. Oh, man. Let me tell you. Common sense is commonly uncommon. Common sense is commonly uncommon. It will stare us right in the face and we will still fight it. There's no gematria. There's no gematria, all the while quoting Revelations 13:18. Even though you want to tell me there's no gematria and you're steady quoting Revelations 13:18, which clearly and unequivocally employs gematria. So much so that if you read the text in Hebrew, as you can see on the screen, it literally says, let him do the gematria. Now, we do this in our Hebrew class often. Let me show you something we do in our Hebrew class. We speak of the word wisdom, which in Hebrew is chakmah, the same word employed here in Revelation 13:18. Here is chakmah, here is wisdom. Chakmah is the Hebrew word for wisdom. It's spelled with the Hebrew letters chet, chaf, mem, and he. That's chet, kaf, mem, and he. Or that's 8, 20, 40, and 5. 8, 20, 40, and 5, which is 73. Why is that so significant? Well, 7 plus 3 is 10. And in reference to the Torah, or 10 Commandments given on Mount Sinai, the Creator says, this is your wisdom in the sight of your peoples. This is your chakmah. And chakmah has a numerical value of 73. And 7 plus 3 equals 10. But I'm sure someone is not impressed, right? Why are we not impressed? Well, because it really says 73, and you did some other stuff at the end to make it 10. But I mean, I could count. You said 8, you said 20, you said 40, you said 5. That's 73. It's deep, but you're being a little extra, by adding 7 plus 3 and making that 10. It seems like you're making it fit what you want it to fit. All right. Well, what about this? If I take that same word chakmah and I spell out the individual letters used to write each letter, what do I mean? In the word aleph, if we write aleph, the letter, out as a word, it will be spelled aleph, lamed, peh. That's aleph, lamed, peh. If I take the single letter aleph and I write it out as a word, it will be spelled aleph, lamed, peh, or 1, 30, 80. 1, 30, 80, which is 111. Now let me show you what happens to the Hebrew word for wisdom, chakmah, when we treat it as such. When we spell out each individual letter in the letter, within the letter, the letters within the letter, when we spell them out individually, what will we get? In the Hebrew word chakmah, it's spelled chet, yod, tav. That's chet, yod, tav. Chet is 8, yod is 10, tav is 400. Kaf is spelled kaf and peh. Kaf is 20, peh is 80. That's 100. Mem is spelled mem, yod, mem, or 40, 10, 40. 40 plus 10 is 50. 50 plus 40 is 90. The last letter, hey, needs no additional letter to spell it because that letter alone is sufficient to spell itself, and that renders 5. So if you take chet, yod, tav, which is 418, and kaf and peh, which is 80 plus 20, 100, and mem, which is 40, 10, 40, 90, which is 418 plus 100 plus 90 and 5, you get exactly 613. And by the way, in case you're not seeing it, this is perhaps the reason why King David prays and he says to the Creator verbatim, Gal enai, we avita, niflaot mitorateka. Gal anai, we avita, niflaot mitorateka. Open thou my eyes that I may behold the secrets of your Torah. I.e., what is the goal of creation? The goal of creation is that man become one with his maker. That's even hinted at in the blue that you're told to put inside your fringes, your tzitzit. The blue, the word for blue in Numbers chapter 15, verse 38, is tekelet. Tekelet. I want you to go to the book of Psalms. I want you to go to chapter 119, and I want you to see that there's a verse in there that says, to every goal, to every goal, I have seen an end, but your commandments exceed limitation. To every goal, goal, I have seen an end, but your commandments exceed limitation. Without even needing to break down that verse, which is a beautiful verse to break down, let's just talk about this word for goal, because the word is taklit. Taklit, related to the Hebrew word tekelet. That means the blue that you're commanded to wrap and bind your fringes with. In Hebrew, that particular blue, because we have another word for blue, which is called chakol. Chakol. But the Torah doesn't use chakol for blue. It uses tekelet. Why? Because tekelet means purpose, aim, and goal. Remember, You are supposed to look at your fringes to remind you that you are under covenant with God, to remind you that you are to keep the commandments, to remind you that in keeping the commandments, you reach the GOAL of creation, because the commandment serves the purpose of binding you with the Creator. That's why the word for commandment in Hebrew, mitzvah, is rooted in the Hebrew word zewah, which means to bind. That's why the word for prayer in Hebrew, tefillah, is related to the word petil in Hebrew, which means to bind or to twist. Which is why the word for offering in Hebrew, korban, means to draw near. Why is it that the language used to describe that which causes us spiritual alignment with the Creator all allude to drawing near to God, korban, offering, binding our essence to God, zevah, mitzvah, commandment, becoming intertwined with His will, tefillah, petil, prayer. These are powerful concepts that we're reading in English and not taking in the full essence and context, because we refrain from wanting to even discover the possibility of even wanting to learn our language.